kind of day it feels like to me? It feels like a bubble popping day. 1, 2, 3 little bubbles. 4, 5, 6 little bubbles. 7, 8, 9 little bubbles. 10 little bubbles go pop, pop, pop. All right, now let's go pop those big bubbles. 11, 12, 13 big bubbles. 14, 15, 16.
Oh, sorry.
I
Whoops.
enjoyed that far too much.
That shut off very quickly, that piece of music.
Again, probably a blessing, really.
Yeah, probably is really. Right, welcome, hello one and all. Here we are, ready and raring to go with issue 5 of Connect Up. It's really lovely to be back with you once again. Now, this week has seen something of a step forward towards normality in the churches. It's been a great pleasure and a privilege to be able to welcome back the children of Year 6 and their parents for their leavers services. At St Michael's, the children came as one bubble, hence the opening music, with their parents dotted around the seating in the nave. At St Mildred's, we hosted Tenterden Junior School a total of 4 times to cater for each of their 4 bubbles. And again, each time a single representative member of the family attended, sitting socially distant in the church. Now, it's incredibly important that these rites of passage are marked for our families. In a place that has so much history and is full of the presence of God, there's also a good opportunity to be able to publicly acknowledge the hard work that has been done by the staff at our schools during such unexpected, unplanned for and extraordinary times. Now, the Leavers Service talk this year focused on bubbles, and whilst apparently I spoke eloquently, somebody else hopelessly attempted to recreate some decent bubbles as a visual aid. Anyway, here's a bit of theology. God is like a big bubble, often invisible, but then we spot God by looking at God's world or by noticing the things God does. Can we learn from bubbles as we leave this school and begin a new time in our lives? Perhaps we can. Perhaps we can be bubbles who are full of love and care, big enough to include everybody we meet. Perhaps we can be bubbles who are bright with colour and lights who bring joy to other people. Perhaps we can be bubbles who are not always in the limelight, but always there to lend help and support people. They won't always notice us, but hopefully they will be affected by the good things that we do. Well, perhaps there's something in that for us all as we begin our new post-lockdown life. Have a wonderful week.
Brilliant. Right, we are moving on to another hot topic at the moment, and that is masks. Now, we have received advice from the Church of England about masks, and the advice is that those who come to church should wear them. Now, this is advisory, not mandatory. The ministers will wear masks only at the point of communion to protect the bread from infection. Until that point, the bread will remain securely covered. We will also maintain strict hand washing regimes throughout the service. Now, we do ask that you are very gentle with those who aren't wearing masks, because it may well be for a very good reason.
Which leads very neatly into behind the mask.
Seamless.
Perhaps we should unmask those who appeared in disguise in last week's Connect Up. The icons of facial fashion were, left to right as you look at your photographs reprinted this week in Connect Up, good old Steve from the Lemon Tree, Julia Banbury and Julia Vink. So have a look at the photographs of those good people with their masks on, which appear once again in Connect Up, and now you know the identity of each person behind the mask.
Excellent. Right, a live stream update. Now, here's some exciting news. On Thursday evening, the PCC gave the thumbs up to the live stream project. We will now instruct the contractor to go ahead. Now we do know that some people are uneasy about being on camera, so we would like to reassure you. First, any shots of the congregation will be kept to the absolute minimum and restricted to a rear view only. That means from behind, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So we will see people from behind.
Yes. Second, we are actually planning to have camera-free zones within the church. Now, thirdly, at points of the service, for example, communion, where there may be a risk of facial recognition, we will insert...
As opposed to rear view recognition.
Yes, indeed. We will insert an image, for example, of a stained glass window. Now, in preparation, the PCC are going to be drawing up a very strict code of practice to ensure that we do all that we can to ensure privacy. This is a hugely exciting project. We are very much at the forefront of the use of this technology, and we do look forward very much indeed to discovering what we will be able to do with it. First and foremost, of course, this project is about those who cannot, for whatever reason, come to St Mildred's. Now, in your copy of Connect Up, you will see a photo of the camera and also two other images, and these show the two cameras where they will be located. Now, the pictures of the camera, I'm just looking around, yes, the camera's in the photo, hang on.
This is worth waiting to see.
There we go. Now, the pictures that you see are our homemade imitation camera with good old famous gaffer tape to hold them in place. However, this actually is approximately the size of the
Pretty
camera.
accurately.
It's pretty accurate, yes. We did use a proper ruler with millimetres and everything. So this gives you a good idea of the size. It's really not that big, but it's quite a remarkable device. So have a look at the photos and gives you an idea about what we are planning.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Now, you and yours. One of the great things about the Viral Times, of course, was the material you sent in. There was news, stories, photos, quizzes and so on. We'd love to feature more of you in Connect Up, so please do send stuff in.
Fantastic. Now, moving on to some alphabet soup. Now, alphabet soup is an idiom which describes an incoherent or disorganised mix. That's not us, is it?
No, well, it could be.
It could be, yes.
Depends who you ask.
Yes, true. Now, some of you may think that accurately describes our method of regulating attendance at the Sunday 9:30 Eucharist at St Mildred's. Be that as it may, you will remember that we divided you into 4 groups by letters of the alphabet, each of the 4 groups corresponding to a Sunday in the month. Now, the good news is that from the first Sunday in August, we are reducing the number of groups to 2. We will call them A to L and M to Z. Now, those of you whose last names begin with a letter falling within the A to L range should come to the 9:30 service on the first Sunday of August. Those of you whose last name begins with a letter falling with the M to Z range should come to the 9:30 on the second Sunday of August, and thereafter the 2 groups alternate until further notice. If you are a regular attender at the St Mildred's 8 o'clock Sunday Holy Communion, then you can pop along to your usual service each week. If it's not your 9:30 a.m. week, then do come to Evensong on a Sunday or any of the additional midweek services that are being offered at both St Mildred's and also at St Michael's. And I think it's probably worth adding as well, if there is good pastoral need and you really do need to come to a service and it's not your Sunday, please do come. Within our seating allocation, we have ensured that there is room, for example, if a family was to turn up on holiday, and also if you really feel that it's important for you to come along on any particular Sunday, we would love to see you. This is just to help us regulate the numbers that we do have attending the services. Okay.
Right, good. Brush strokes. Brandishing broad brushes. I should have come up with another B there because it could have been a something band of
yeah, it could, couldn't
something
it?
else.
Yeah.
Anyway, brandishing broad brushes, a faithful team of decorators has been giving St Mildred's Church Hall a lick of paint. Now, we thank Chris Brown, Andrew Bliss and Rob Eastoe very much indeed for their hard work. Well done, chaps, and I just hope we haven't missed anybody out. Please let us know if we have, and we will put that right.
Yes,
But
indeed.
it looks a lot smarter outside, and they've done a lot of work on a cupboard inside, which will be used to accommodate Millie's stuff
Yeah.
in due course,
And Christmas decorations.
and Christmas decorations.
Yes. Now, weeding out. We would also like to thank Vicky and Peter Costain, who were spotted in amongst the weeds, removing unwanted foliage from the hedge around St Mildred's. We think that Vicky may be asking others to help, so if you see her heading in your direction, run for the hills.
Now on matters to do with foliage, the Carers Sensory Garden Project. Now, Anne Morgan of the Care Company in Tenterden has been in touch, and Anne writes this. Our wonderful carers were wondering where they could safely take elderly folk for a quiet one-to-one sit and drink as lockdown eases. They decided to make an instant sensory garden, which is great news, well done, on the small grassed area outside our office in Tenterden. Is there anyone out there who would be willing to donate a pot of flowers or a pot of herbs or grasses of various sizes in any type of container, but preferably not too heavy for Anne and her team to move about? We aim to make the space, says Anne, available and suitable over the next few weeks so that the garden will look, smell and feel special by the time our carers and those they look after can come along. It is typical of our carers to be thinking of others when they themselves are rushed off their feet. We are rightly proud of them and want to support them in this venture. Now, this is the salient point, really. We hope you would like to be part of this in any small way. It is about people participating and memories, not just the outcome. So please pop in with even the smallest of pots. We will let folk know you were there thinking of them. So come along to the Care Company, Small Hythe House, on Saturday the 1st of August between 2 and 4. Now, to find the Care Company office, you need to drive towards Tesco, but instead of turning in, go just past the Tesco turn-off and up the entrance to Tawny Bank Bungalow. Please drive very slowly as access to the office car park is difficult. Now, if you would like to donate a pot, says Anne, but would prefer us to collect it, then please email, and in Connect Up today there's an email address and a phone number for you to contact if you can help. So many thanks, says Anne, for your community kindness. So there we are. So they await your pots and plants.
That is fantastic. Now, for services next week, Lindsay and I are both going to have a little bit of break in this coming week. So there are some changes to the services. If you take a look in Connect Up, it will show you the services that are taking place. If it isn't on the list, it isn't happening. I think the Tuesday
and
afternoon
Friday
and Friday evening.
Community, that's right.
Yes,
They've
on
bitten the dust next week.
Just for next week at the
Yeah,
moment, yes.
okay. Yes, right. So in Connect Up today you will find a list of services in church. They're clearly set out. Some of those services appear on the website and they're marked with Facebook, YouTube and website symbols. So that's a list of the services coming up in our churches. Following that list, there is a list of services that will be on the website, Facebook and YouTube only. So you have two lists, one of services in church. Some of those services will appear on the website. There'll be other services that appear on the website that won't be in church. So services in church listed and website, Facebook and YouTube only services are listed. So hopefully that's pretty clear.
I hope so. I suppose one of the big differences to notice just this week is that there will not be prayer during the day on the website, but the service will still be taking place in church. So if
Yes.
you would like to participate in that worship, please do come along to the church at 9 o'clock, Monday to Friday, where prayer during the day will take place live in the Lady Chapel.
Good. We've got all the details you need to connect up to the website or to Facebook or to YouTube. And this next bit's not for the faint-hearted. Do you want to do this bit?
I can do that. Behind the Mask, take 2. Just when you thought it was safe and you were right at the end of Connect Up and you were starting to relax, we're going to hit you with another image. But who is it?
Looks like ISIS has come to tend to them.
No, it doesn't. No. Apart from that, though, do please sleep well and don't have any nightmares. He is actually very friendly.
So who is the person in the image? Following that, if you still
Got the stamina.
yes, there's Thought for the Week, consisting of a Bible reading and a reflection and a prayer for the week. And following that, we have...
Contact points.
We do.
Yes, they are there. Do get in touch if you need to do so.
Yes, good. I think that's about it. There's the final thing, little entry there is about either signing up to or coming off of the email list. Connect Up goes out to still nearly 400 addresses each week. If you want to be part of it and you're not, just go onto the website to contact us, and there is a little, well, it takes about 2 seconds, a little thing you click that signs you up to the weekly notice sheet. If you're receiving this by email and you'd rather not, then you can unsubscribe by clicking on the appropriate box. So all is very straightforward. So there we are.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Stumbled my way through that little bit.
You've done very well.
Thank you very much. So,
Is it-
are you ready?
I am ready.
So I'm going to cue the little song.
Yeah, I think I've found my place.
Stand
in
by.
life.
Right, ready? Here we go.
Okay,
Hopefully.
ready?
15 big bubbles, 17, 18, 19 big bubbles, 20 big bubbles go pop, pop, pop. I just love popping those bubbles. Pop, pop, pop those bubbles, pop, pop, pop those bubbles, pop, pop, pop those bubbles, 20 bubbles go pop, 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 20 bubbles go pop, pop, pop.